Welcome to the Value Meta. We're building decks that you can build with brand new arena accounts, and we're setting them in Pioneer where you can just play them continuously. And this is Send in the Clowns. So this is a one-trick pony combo deck. I'll show you the full breakdown of it. This is the mana value of it. Now let's move into the rare breakdown. This deck is 4 Mythic, 10 rare, and 12 uncommons and 16 commons. And this deck is simple. This is a ramping combo deck that does not have an alternate endgame. You are going to achieve a combo or die. So bear that in mind. If you like the structure of this deck, I would also recommend that you could maybe alter it around, take a little bit of the combo and put in some alternate, more aggressive creatures and things to go with that way. But keep that in mind as we go. So let's break it down, and we'll start with the combo. The combo is quite simple. It's Jolly Balloon Man, High Scout, and Jared, Mirror the Wilds. So let's go left to right. The Jolly Balloon Man is 1 red and white for a 1/4 haste human clown. You can pay 1 and tap him to create a copy of another creature we control, except it is a 1/1 balloon with flying and haste and must be sacked at the end step. Now, Hyrex, the Tower Scout, is a 2 and a green for a free human scout. When it enters, you untap target creature. So you see the synergy there. You make a copy of it and untaps the Balloon Man. The only issue is the Balloon Man requires 1 mana to activate, so you can't truly go infinite unless you add Jared, Mirror the Wilds. He is a Naya, so he is red, green, and white for a free human shaman with haste. Non-token creatures we control have tap to create a token copy of a token that entered the battlefield this turn. So you see how this works. If Jolly Balloon Man makes a copy of Howard Scout, every other creature we have can then just tap to make a copy of the Scout, making infinite hasty 1/1s. Also, fun note, if you create a copy with Balloon Man, it has the trigger that it must be sacked at the end step. However, if you create a copy of that token with Jared's ability, they don't have to be sacrificed, so you can leave additional blockers. So that's what we want to get to. So how do we want to get there? Well, we got 2 ways. We have the Collected Company and the Court of Calling. 2 ways to tutor cards, basically. Court is basically a free green and X convoke card that gets a specific creature of that mana value out of our deck. And Company looks at the top 6 and lets us drop 2 free or less creatures in. You'll notice from the combo page that every creature is free or less mana. The rest of this deck is, well, it is built around synergy / mana ramp. So we have Elvish Mystic is mana ramp, taps it for a green. Dwinion's Elite is something that creates a token. So when it enters, it makes a token copy if we have another elf. Obviously we have mana dorks and other elves that we can trigger it with that. But also if we have the Balloon Man out, we can make a copy of the Dwinion's Elite, which will then make another elf token. And it's just a way to double up tokens, flood the board if we have to. We have Torgal, a fine hound. He is a 2 mana dork that can make humans bigger when they enter. But he's also basically just a 2 mana Birds of Paradise that taps for anything. We have Prosperous Innkeeper. This one's a bit of a fun one. It is 1 in the green for a 1/1 human citizen that when it enters you make a treasure token, that when another creature enters you gain 1 life. If we make a copy of this with the Balloon Man, say for example we have Balloon Man and Jared out, if we copy the Innkeeper, we'll get the treasure to bank for later. But Jared can make multiple copies of this, and they'd stick around as we said before. So imagine 20 Soul Sisters on the board, that could happen. And finally we have Elvish Visionary. That's there to draw us cards, create copies of it to draw us more cards, try to find the combo. So pretty nice and straightforward. With that in mind, we just got to cover our mana base. It is mostly basics. We have 12 forests, 3 mountains, and 3 plains. We have 4 secluded courtyards because if you remember on the combo, all 3 of our combo pieces are humans, and they are the only creatures that really require alternate colors to cast. So we have that for a little bit of budget fixing. Again, if you have opened or got lucky and have a bunch of fancier lands and dual lands, run those to make this more consistent. With that in mind, let's send in the clowns and go to the gameplay. First game with Send in the Clowns. This hand is good. We have 1 of the combo pieces, but we have a bunch of ways to draw cards, make additions. Jared is kind of a dead card without without the way to clone creatures. However, what is an interesting thing is, if Jared is down and we play a Prosperous Innkeeper, we can just make a bunch of treasure tokens. Ooh, there's the clown. Okay, so let's get the Prosperous Innkeeper out first to make the treasure, because we need to cover our white mana here. I'm going to play the Elvish Visionary to flood the board here and keep drawing. Censor, interesting. So this could be control. So there's Dwinian's Elite. So maybe burning that treasure was a bit adventurous. Fresh start makes our guy nothing. So let's get a board presence going. Dwinian's Elite, make a treasure Sphinx. Yep. Alright, we'll swing in, do 1 damage. Let's go an alternate beatdown path. We need to find white mana here. There we go. So, Secluded Courtyard, we can name Human. Now we can play the Balloon Man. We can use the Balloon Man to make a copy of the Prosperous Innkeeper, which will make us a treasure. Fortunately, though, we don't have enough mana to cast Jared yet, so let's just go all in here and see if they want to block. They don't want to take the... No. Take out the Mana Dork, pretty good there. Go down to 13. Right, up to 4 mana. Second Shredder. No second spell yet, though. Alright, play the land. I'm going to make a copy of the... I get to make 1 creature here and make copies of it. I think... Right, first let's get Jared down. Right, let's make a copy of the Prosperous Innkeeper and show you the what can happen now with ramp. So, every creature we control now can tap to make a copy of this Prosperous Innkeeper, which will make us a treasure and incrementally gain us more life. So, also, it will make us a ton of 1/1 hasty flying creatures, which can just go straight in and try to attack them. So here we have made 6 Prosperous Innkeepers that go in and make us 6 treasures. Jared is a really fun card. I wonder if there's much in a commander deck for him. Alright, Balloon Man goes. Now let's see if the opponent has any follow-up. Oh, they were a mill deck and didn't draw their mill. Yep, they concede. So no combo, but a good showing there. Second game here with Send in the Clowns. This hand's good. We have company. I have 2 of the combo pieces. Let's ramp up to a collected company here. We do need more colored mana sources though, so we'll go Human here. Get another elf down. Confuse them. Get in for 1. Take a quick sip of my drink. So it looks like Mono White Angels, so let's just hold back here. We can hold on to this company. Oh, Grand Abolisher, interesting. So in response we will company. We'll take Prosperous and we'll take Torgal because there's 2 mana source colors there. So it's a similar situation now where we... Oh, there's a Valkyrie to gain life. Alright, let's play the Jolly Balloon Man. Now, we can copy the Prosperous, as said before. That'll make us treasure, which will give us Jared. Then we can use Jared and all our untapped creatures to copy the Prosperous Innkeeper, make us more treasures for the next turn, and gain us some more life. We are up against an aggro deck, so, well, Angels is pretty aggro. Could have tapped the Mythic there, I wonder why I didn't. Right, they're reading the combo lines here. Well, the synergy. There's a Sheltered by Ghosts. Fortunately, we have a backup. Should have took the Balloon Man, if you're honest there. If you play against this deck or a similar deck, the Balloon Man is the key combo copy piece here. We go down to 26, they go up to 24. Cord gives us the combo. So, Jared will come in as a 4/4. We'll gain free life. Now we can Cord for free. We'll use the treasures here. Well, we want to make sure that we have as many creatures untapped as possible, because the interesting thing about this combo is Jared's ability is instant speed. So even if they had instant speed removal here, we could tap another creature to continue the combo. The only thing at sorcery speed is the Jolly Balloon Man. So as you see here now, we have the untapped Scout, which now lets us create a copy of it to untap a creature, tap it, make a copy of it, and so on and so forth. So with Prosperous Innkeepers out, this is not only infinite life, it is infinite damage, this is infinite hasty creatures. We can also now essentially make infinite copies of all our creatures. So how we can do that is using the untap from the scout. We could untap the Balloon Man. The Balloon Man could make a copy of another creature, and then, well, we don't get infinite copies of all our creatures, we get additional copies, sorry, should say. But yeah, so this is basically just making hasty creatures here. And as I said, this is, as we say in Saheeli Sword, this is the combo etiquette check. Our opponent has seen an infinite loop and has decided to try and get Arena to, I don't know, just be an absolute swear word. This is where auto target would be such a good thing here. For those who don't know, on Arena you can do save target if you want to repeatedly use the same trigger to target the same permanent. So for example, if it said, like here, if a scout trigger goes on the stack, it untaps Jared. But basically, yeah, we have to make 24 here against the Angel deck to kill him. Also, I will argue this, right? You'll see this warning come up, and it's one of the things I do not understand on Arena. So the board state is changing. I'm just not like flickering two creatures back and forth. I am gaining infinite life. I am making infinite tokens here. And Arena will have the audacity to come up to me and be like, you've got to do something different, otherwise you're going to draw the game. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to. The issue is, yeah, I literally am not being a dick here. There's 24 plus 2 plus an additional creature. So I am trying to get to a point where I can actually take this person out. And then I'm like, fine then. I think I've got enough here. I've got to swing out to kill, attack with everything, let it go. Now I know that one that did come up when I had enough for a lethal swing, but that was annoying as heck. Also, as I said before, combo etiquette is if someone demonstrates a combo, you have to quit. We don't have to quit. If you don't have an answer, quit. So we give him an Oko kiss for not obeying the laws of etiquette. Final match here with a little change. In this version, we were running the investigator creatures. You know, the Fraben Inspector and the clown, not clown, the other detective that makes a clue token as another thing Jared could copy. But with that in mind, let's just show you how this deck can sometimes go. Opponent is on the Scape Shift combo deck. For those who don't know, it's trying to create another infinite loop. So combo player to combo player, respect. You demonstrate the loop, I will concede. Right, they plot a pillage, so they're looking for their combo pieces. End step, let's use the company. Company finds us the untapper and the scout. So let's untap here. We just need Jared here to go infinite. So I'm going to play the Balloon Man. I'm actually just going to make copies of the Innkeeper just to give us more mana. Bank us some treasures. Could also copy the Novice Inspector. Spelunking is going up. Okay. There's a pillage looking for 8. So they almost have everything they need here. They need Lumra or a thing like that. Yep. Okay. There's a Court of Calling. So that's a perfect combo piece. So let's chord for free, and we've got to grab Jared here. Jared of the Wilds will come in. We will use the clown to copy the scout. This is where they could respond if they have it. No response. Untap that. Jared, tap, copy the scout, make a copy, untap a creature, infinite damage, and the opponent passes the etiquette check and quits. Good game.